Well, today's episode is a very special one. It's August 21st, and I only got 3 reviews, and they're all Joshi Wrestling. Now, if you guys are big fans of the Joshi Wrestling style, you're in luck. I'm going to be reviewing 3. The first one is, of course, is the much recent event that took place by SEAdLINNG, the 7-year anniversary show, or known as Lucky Number 7. We even got, of course, Stardom with their Stardom times Stardom 2022 that took place. As you know, many of the championships were posted on the line. This is one of the most important days. As you know, there will be no Stardom with the 5-star Grand Prix at this point. I haven't seen it yet. Hopefully, I've seen it soon. And then finally, Joshi Pro Wrestling with Perfection that also took place. And then we cannot forget some news updates, what's been going on in the world of pro wrestling. So, let's get ready for another episode of the Deleted Wrestle Zone.
Are you ready? Get up, get up! 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 Get up, get up!
Welcome everybody to the Deleted Wrestle Zone, all things that is pro wrestling with AEW, NXT, New Japan Pro Wrestling, Impact Wrestling, the National Wrestling Alliance, various promotions, wrestlers, matches, and championships. I am your host, Gerard here. So, let's begin with SEAdLINNG with the 7-year anniversary, aka Lucky Number 7. Now, this is a very important event because they have been around for almost 7 years or so, as you know, their history, but it's going to be a good one. Our opening match, we have a simple trios action. Team number 1, we got Haruka Umasaki from Diana teaming up with Yuka Sakurai of Colors, and of course from T-Heart, Riko Kawahara. Now I have to say this is my type of dream team that I enjoy. I'm a fan of all 3 of these ladies, but their opponents are Riko Kaiju, the veteran Yuna Manaze, and then of course Amazon. Now this was a very interesting matchup because Amazon, I have heard of her on certain occasions, on certain events. She's a big woman. So basically, the Yuko, Umasaki, and Kawahara had their work cut out, but unfortunately, it was Amazon who picked up the win by pinfall onto Yuko Sakurai. So that's kind of, you know what I mean. But yeah. Now, our next match, we have a battle royal. This one we have Sae, Itsuki Aoki versus Yu versus Saki of Colors, Coyote Yonayama, who we all know who she is. We have Chicago Nagashima, and of course the founder of Diana, Kyoko Inoue. I thought this match was great. However, I think one of the most interesting parts of this match is the most common threads in this match. We have Kyoko and of course Chicago, who in fact are the only two. And you are the only two X Factors in this match because they're 2 of the bigger individuals in the tournament, in this battle royal, because you have to eliminate one or the other. So basically, the last person that stand was, of course, we had Coyote Yonayama taking on Saya, and I thought it was great with her picking up a huge win. I thought it was pretty good. I don't know what she gets out of this particular match, but it was fun. Now, our next match, we have tag team action. We got Chi Ozora teaming up with Ryo Mizunami, also known as Anake, to take on the Misa Kagura from Just Step Out. Also, we like to dub her as clone Tam Nakano because she almost looks like her. And of course, we got her tag team partner, what's her name again? Oh yeah, Hamako Nakamori. So I thought this match was pretty good because it showed you have Nakamori and Mizuna. They're two of the most well-respected veterans in the game. But however, you got people like Ozawa and uh, Kakura who have a bit of the experience. But in this factor, it was of course Nakamura who picked up the victory by pinning Ozora in order to win the match. So that played out pretty well. Our next match is what I like about SEAdLINNG is a high-speed match with the referee Natsuki Tayo. The match is between Kakegu Kakeru Sekiguchi versus Meishuga. Now, I love this match. I love the high-speed matches that either you see them on SEAdLINNG or Stardom, but it doesn't matter. I think both promotions are pretty amazing when it comes to doing the high speed. And I love the whole thing, but the one thing I was like thinking, how is the outcome gonna be? These two are fantastic wrestlers, but Mei Suga was able to pick up a very good victory by pinning Sekiguchi to give her a good win. I thought it was like she even exhausted herself in this particular match. I just cannot believe it. Now, our next match, this is a showdown between two tag partners and friends. We have Asuka, also known as Veni, take on Makoto. This is a showdown for the Las Egoístas, which is a faction that started with these two. I thought it was pretty good because they weren't holding any punches, they weren't going to hold back. But however, it was, of course, Makoto that picked up the win onto Azuki. But, however, things are still the same between them. You know, nothing has changed. Now, main event, we have the Lady Destroyer, Hiroyo Matsumoto, taking on Arisa Nakajima. I thought this match was pretty good because it showed these two ladies. Now, this is a non-title match because Nakajima is the top champion. However, something drastic happens. Nakajima might have got hurt, that sort of thing. So the referee had no other choice but to call it, to say that Matsumoto won. But I have to say Matsumoto was not in a good place. Like, she realized what happened. She's been like that. You tried to tell her that it's not her fault, and I don't blame Matsumoto the way she feels. I mean, we have wrestlers who know that some things has happened. They will feel the guiltness, but that's how it is. Every wrestler knows what they signed on for. So she's doing okay, but we don't know the extent of the injuries until I find out. I may put those in the news updates as soon as possible. But right now, let's just end it here. Move on with Stardom. Okay, so we got Stardom, their latest event that took place, as you know. For the opener, we saw the appearance of Suzuki-gun members El Desperado and Taichi. Now, those who don't know, there has been interaction with certain members of the Suzuki-gun with certain girls within the Stardom ranks. Despi has an interaction with Starlight Kid, and of course, Taichi has always had a great friendship and interaction with Tam Nakano long before this. I thought it was very interesting to see these two guys show up. As you know, we've seen what's his name, Great Khan. We've seen Tanahashi, Nagata, many others. But seeing these two is kind of interesting. Now, our opening match we have is the future of Stardom. We have Miyu Amasaki from Queen's Quest taking on Hanan from Stars. Now, Amasaki was the one who requested this match to take place. She has picked up a few wins here and there, but she's nowhere near in the same level as Hanan, who has very interesting match. I have to say, Hanan is one of the most amazing wrestlers we've seen so far in the future category. She picked up a huge pinfall against her that gives her 9 victories so far. Now, I don't know what's the official record of the highest in the future of Stardom category, but hopefully it can be revealed. Next up, we got Hina from Queen's Quest taking on Micah from DDM. Now, this one has a little bit of a grappling with judo style. If you guys know this, Hina does have a judo background, just like her sisters, Rina and Hanan. But unfortunately, Hina ended up in the wrong side of the Michinoku driver by Micah. Now, our next match we have is a three-way match. We have Oda Time members Rina and Ruka taking on God's Eyes, Amisuri and Mirai taking on DDM's Mai Sakurai and Julia. Now, this is one of those matches things are going to be interesting. I was like very impressed with the whole thing. There has been some good cohesive. People might have thought in this particular match that DDM was going to win. No, I always did believe it was going to be God's Eye because God's Eye has been improving a whole lot, showing they are the most strongest unit right now. So that kind of tells us. But it was Mirai who picked up the victory by pulling the mare onto Rina to give her a good submission win. Now our next match we have is a Captain's Falls match. We have Queen's Quest Lady C, Utami Ishida, and the Captain Azumi taking on Stars Momokoko, Miyu Watanabe, and Saya Ida. Now, in this particular match, Lady C has been eliminated. So was Momokoko. Yeah, Momokoko. But however, this was a very critical one. I did not anticipate this to be quicker, but it was Utami Ishida that picked up the victory on Saya Ida. Since she's the captain, it was over from there. So I thought it was very impressive by him. Now our next match is the Artists of Stardom. Now this particular match started in day 2 of the 5-star Grand Prix, where Mina Shirakawa pinned Momo Watanabe for a shot of these titles, even though Momo did not appreciate the fact how this match was lost, and it showed a lot of character. But however, in this particular match, we have Cosmic Angels, Unagi, and Mina teaming up with Saki for the first time, and this is Saki's second title challenge for anything, but this time is a tag match. They take on the champions Oda Tai, Saki Kashima, Starlight Kid, and Momo Watanabe. But before the match started, they were presented with a bouquet of flowers by none other than Despy. Now, I don't know what Unagi was thinking, trying to get in the face of Despy, but I think she's trying to figure out who he is underneath that mask or something. But the match was pretty good. There was some good teamwork from both sides, especially with Saki, who has really brought up some good teamwork with Unagi and Mina. But unfortunately, this match ended in favor of Oda Tai thanks to Momo Watanabe with the socket wrench, kicking Mina Shirakawa on the face, allowing her to retain. But then the post-match comments, Mina was not happy with the results. Neither was Unagi. Now, we know that they would like to reclaim these titles back, but the obvious question, will they get another opportunity? I wouldn't know. But I know for a fact that Saki wants to get her hands on Starlight Kid after what took place a couple of months ago at the 60th anniversary. As you know, she got missed by Omasaki on that particular time. But we'll see when that day comes. Now our next match is the one I've been waiting for. We have the Goddess of Stardom, the tag titles. We have the Cosmic Angels, Natsupoi, and Tam Nakono, let's call them Tampoi, taking on FWC, Koguma, and Azuki. I thought this match was pretty good. It told a story how as now we're seeing Boy and Tam becoming very cohesive, putting a lot of feeling into this match. It shows us that they're willing to go the distance to prove that the revolution has begun, and that's exactly what they did. And of course, it was Natsupoi with the Tiger Suplex that allowed her to pick up a huge win and becoming the 25th Goddess of Stardom. I have to say, it's amazing. I literally cried when they won this match. But of course, now I want to put something here on the record for many people. Now, as you know, we've seen on various occasions, doesn't matter if it's a singles competition or tag team competition for these particular titles, that we'll see challengers. My initial assumption that if Tam and Natsupoi won, I had the distinct feeling that DDM were going to step up. I mean, I wouldn't care who it is. Was it going to be Micah and Himeka to get revenge on them for what took place, or Julia and Mai Sakurai, however the combination is. But no, I did not anticipate. I was anticipating that, but no. This time it was, of course, God's Eye, Ami Sori, and Mirai. Now, it's no surprise they have challenged these belts twice by FWC. Now that they lost, they felt like maybe this is the opportunity to obtain these titles. Now, they're desperate at this point because they have shown time and time again how strong they become. But, of course, the champions will not back down, regardless of what they think. Now, our next match, there was some change of the card. Originally, we were supposed to have Kairi versus Sai Kamitani, but Kairi had poor health condition and was replaced by Himeka. I thought this match was pretty great because it showed, okay, Himeka, we know she can actually pick up a huge win, but apparently she has been very close on many occasions. And of course, it was Saya Kamitani that picked up a very huge upset onto Himeka to win the match. And of course, she puts out a interesting promo that took place. Now, our main event we have is the World of Stardom. We have Nanae Takahashi versus Suri. Great match. I think it showed how much the first woman who ever won this title takes on someone like Suri, and I thought it was a very good one, but unfortunately it was Suri who picked up the victory and that sort of thing. I was like, wow, pretty amazing. So what I think about the show, I liked it, I enjoyed it. I can't wait to see what's gonna happen. Um, just to put this right now because it's late for me. Um, it's been announced for the New Blood 4. It was now been told that the future of Stardom will be on the line. Hana will be putting the title against Just Tap Out's Hayo. As you know, recently we did saw Tomoka Inaba from Just Tap Out lose to you know that, but we'll see how that goes. So let's move on with our last and final review, Tokyo Joshi Pro Perfection. Okay, our final review is Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling with Perfection. This took place also on the same day as Stardom's on 21st of August. Our first match, we have Kaya Toribami taking on the White Dragon Rika Tatsumi. Not much of a big hype, but I know that Kaya has won maybe a couple of matches here and there. But you know, Rika Tatsumi, she is one of the most impressive wrestlers ever. She picked up a huge win on Kaya by applying the cutter. 1, 2, 3. Good night. Our next match is Moka Miyamoto taking on the resident superhero Hyper Misao. Now you know Hyper Misao likes to play games and play tricks on everyone. Fortunately, Miyamoto tried to hold on as possible, but unfortunately it was no good. Basically, it ended with Hyper Misao winning the match. Now our next match, we have tag team match, and we got Aruna Neko teaming up with the B Suzumi to take on Free Wi-Fi, Nao Kakuta, and Hikari Noah. I thought it was a great match because it showed how much the Free Wi-Fi are determined to prove they should be getting a tag team title opportunity. But however, Hikari Noah is preparing herself to leave to the UK to bring back the International Princess title from Alex Windsor. So we'll see what happens then. Next up, more tag team action. Oh yeah, never mind. Hold on. Let me finish. I did not review the match properly. Now the match was pretty good between Free Wi-Fi and between Neko and Suzumi. Now this particular match, as I mentioned many time again, we've seen Free Wi-Fi as much of the aggressive, but it was Hikari Noah with the bridge onto Aruna Neko that gave them the win. So I thought it was pretty good. Now our next tag team match, we have Raku with Yuki Inoi taking on Maki Ito and Miyu Yamashita. I thought it was a very fun match because we know what Yamashita's capable of. She'll rip your head off, and I think that kind of tells us, but it ended in that fashion. Now our next match, we have Palm Arijuku taking on Miyu Watanabe. Now, I don't know what the hell is Palm Arijuku. Now, as you know, she's still traumatized after what happened between her and Maxine Paler, but this time she decided to see if she can scare everyone else except for Maxine Paler. But it did work for quite some time until finally we see Miyu Watanabe with the teardrop giving her the win. Now, our main event, we have Arisu Endo teaming up with the Magical Sugar Rabbits, Mizuki and Yuka Sakazaki. Keep in mind, Sakazaki will get a title shot against Shoko Nakajima, who she teams up with the challengers for the Princess Tag titles, um, Mahito Kiru and Yuki Kamifuku. So that kind of tells us, okay, it's pretty interesting. However, normally in these type of matches, we've seen the champions team up. You know, the Princess champion. We see her team up with, of course, the tag team champion. That's how it is, but not this time. But I have to say they pull up pretty well. I think Shoko was impressed by both Kiru and Kamifuku in this particular match. But it was, of course, um, Kamifuku that picked up. No, it was Shoko Nakajima with the bridge onto Arisu Endo to give them a good win. So yeah, so pretty great. I think it was really fun. Um, think that's pretty much it. So I believe let's move on with news updates. Okay, some news updates here. We have some things coming from WWE. As you know, recently, since Triple H took charge, he now told every WWE talent that they are now allowed to use their Twitch stream. Now, keep in mind, during Vince's timing, he did not want any of them because, you know, everybody gets a piece of their own money. Looks like Vince wanted that, but not Triple H. This time, Triple H saying, go ahead, guys, do what you want to do. Go nuts. Now, in relations to WWE, we have Jeff Jarrett, who's announced that he departed from the company as the senior vice president of live events. He'll be that this happened in last week. I didn't even know he was working with the company, but it would make sense. Now we have DDM with two updates coming in. First one, the general manager Hisaya Iwa Imabayashi announced that he'll be leaving the company by the end of the year. The reasons of his leaving is family reasons. It would make sense. I've seen his family, but we'll see what happens then. Now our next one we have is Kid Lycos, who will be appearing at DDT on the 9th and the 14th of this month. Um, they'll um, that's what's going on. However, our next update with DDT, we have Kid Lycos. If you guys seen him in Ref Pro, he'll be making his way to DDT to revive his old tag team partner, CCK, with Chris Brooks. This is the first time they meet up. They will have two events, one on the 10th of September in Osaka, and on the 13th of Asakusa. Can't wait to see it. Now, Pro Wrestling Eve, as you know, they've been making talks recently. We have a trios match that's already been set. We have Jeddah, Millie McKenzie, who we have seen recently has been getting back in the wrestling ring and whatever she goes. We have Charlie Morgan, and then after that we have the United Empire, Jane. We have, of course, Mina Samuels, Jane, and Lizzie something. But I thought it was interesting to see Millie McKenzie making her way. It was announced that Millie also will be making her way to what's it called? For Progress Wrestling for Deadly Viper. I thought this was going to be good too. Next up, we have the Art of War Games by GCW. They announced that Aussie Open will be making their way to challenge them. That's going to be interesting. Of course, Nick Wayne and Jordan Lawler have been a good solid team. but we'll see what happens when they face Aussie Open. Now we have DPW Wrestling, Deadlock Pro Wrestling. B-Boy will be making his debut to take on Lucky Ali. This is going to be a good one. Our final thing is, oh no, never mind. Yeah, it's final. We have NWA 74, the Battle Royal. Uh, they've been trying to twist things around, but there's going to be a Battle Royal that will be held later for the U.S. Tag Team titles, but we'll see about that. So I'm kind of excited what's going to take place in I'm excited. Sorry, I'm a little sleepy right now, but I think that's pretty much it what we got. So I believe it's time to call it a day. Well, I hope everybody enjoy this episode. Coming up, we have AEW Dark Elevation, and then of course I'll be reviewing JCW. Hope to Never Die or whatever it's called, but it's pretty good. I can't wait to see it. If there's anything else, I will bring those two as well as soon as possible. So I'll see you guys in the next DWZ time. Same DWZ channel. I must bid all of you adieu. So, goodbye. And have a nice day. Bang.